Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This painting behind me, is actually one of mine that I did many years ago. I need to be working with some browns, but for today I'm using a Prussian blue base and some gorgeous colours. I can't wait to take you down to see the colour palette. This one is just paint and water, and wait until you see the reaction because, dare I say it, I think it might be one of my favourites on a small canvas. But you can be the judge of that. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see what we can create. So let me take you down so you can see the colour palette that I'm using. I've got a smaller canvas, it's already on my stands, I've mixed up my paints, and these are the colours that I've chosen. You can see an array of colour there. I am going to use the Daler Rowney Prussian Blue for my base colour, and then all these other colours I'm going to puddle on top. All my colours, all my paints, all the brands will be listed in the description box, so be sure to expand that. And let me just quickly show you some of the consistencies of these paints. As you can see, they're all mixed up. They're actually mixed with only water. I'm using 1 part paint to 1 part water, and you can see that flow of paint from the spatula back into the cup, and it just disappears. There's no mound upon a mound, no trace, and that's the same for all of these paints. So I'm going to first of all take the Prussian blue and place that on the canvas. But don't worry if you didn't catch all of the names of these paints. I will list these in the description box because I don't want you to miss out. I share all of that information in there, along with lots of other hints and tips too, so be sure to check that and expand that box. So let's get on with today's creation. I'm going to start off with the Prussian blue. I'm going to place some paint in the middle and blow it out. I'm not going to push the paint out down the edges because when we puddle the paints in the middle in a minute and blow out that paint, there's going to be an added volume of paint there. So to reduce any wastage, I don't need to go right up to the edges with this paint because I will add some more volume, and the paint that I add will carry that other paint over the edge. Anyway, you'll see what I mean in a minute. I am going to use my torch just to pop any air bubbles, and then I'm going to take one colour at a time and I'm going to puddle those directly in the middle of the canvas just here. So let's start with one of those colours, and I'm literally just going to start and place that directly in the middle, and then I'm going to change the colour and add that next colour on top, and so on. Okay, so I've got all my colours there puddled in the middle, one on top of the other. I am just going to use my torch just to pop any existing air bubbles. You get air bubbles when you mix up your own paints and add that air as you stir. So now I'm going to just add a little bit more of that Prussian blue, just a little bit around that puddle of paint. That's going to help with the flow of the paint. And then I'm going to take my blow dryer and then I'm going to use the blow dryer to blow the paint literally from the centre to the outer edge. The hairdryer will be on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. So that's enough paint on my canvas and here we go, let's go. And what I really love about this one is the negative space. Of course there's going to be that burst of colour in the middle, but I just love the pattern as it starts to evolve and as it starts to be blown out across the canvas. Okay, I think I'm done. I do have just a little bit more paint that I need to put in the corners. There's a few gaps just on those corners there, so I want to add a little bit more paint just to drip down those edges, down those corners. And then what I'll do is I will take you in for a closer look at this wet version. And I just love the effect that paint has had. There's almost that block colour in the middle. And then it kind of whispers out to the outer edge because we've blown that paint directly from the centre to the outer edge. And I'll show you all of that detail now. So this is the wet version. It will take a couple of days to dry, to touch, but I will leave it a good 2 to 3 weeks to fully cure before adding a gloss varnish over the top. But I will take you in a minute to show you the dry version because that Prussian blue dries a lot darker than when it's wet. And I think it really helps those colours really pop. Okay, so the dry version, there we go. You can see that colour change. That blue has dried a lot darker. I did expect that with Prussian blue. It always does. But what I really love is that burst of colour in the middle and then that whispery kind of lilac and purple going out towards the outer edge where you see some lighter blue tones. This was definitely a fun one for me. I love that negative space and that burst of colour in the middle, and I hope you've had fun too. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for all of your support week after week. It really means a lot to me. So thank you again in advance for all of your support. Whatever you're up to creatively, I hope you're having fun and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care everyone. Bye.